All through the airwaves in Nigeria, on radio stations, TV stations, even online, people are discussing what Nuhu Ribadu said, that the Buhari administration left an empty treasury, that Buhari and his associates looted Nigeria dry. As a result of that, they can't do anything, they can't perform in office. Maybe that's why they are running around the whole world begging for loans to continue where Buhari stopped. That's exactly what Tinubu promised. It might also explain why they are taxing everyone. Imagine taxing federal universities that they must remit 40% of their revenue to the federal government. This raises many questions. Let's take the questions one by one. First, when did Nuhu Ribadu know this information? He is the current National Security Advisor. Was he aware of the looting during Buhari's administration, or is he just finding out right now? If he was aware during the time, why didn't he tell Nigerians? If he was aware and didn't tell Nigerians, what was his motive? If he knew about it and still decided to support Tinubu for president, did he make him aware? If he made him aware, what did he tell him? Did he believe that Tinubu could solve all the problems despite the massive looting and printing of 23 trillion by Buhari? Okay, let's even leave what happened before. What about now? What are they doing? What steps have they taken? He's the National Security Advisor. Buhari is living in Daura. He's not outside Nigeria. Have they put him under arrest? Have they interrogated him to recover the loot, since he's directly accusing him of looting Nigeria with his associates? How many people have been arrested and interrogated? How much have they recovered? Nuhu Ribadu, having turned himself to Tinubu's spokesperson, must answer these questions to Nigerians. Or is this just another excuse like they normally do in APC? Buhari did the same thing when he took over power in 2015. He accused the Goodluck Jonathan administration of leaving an empty treasury for him. Tinubu is doing the same thing. He's now accusing his predecessor of leaving an empty treasury for him. He even added a twist that they looted the treasury, which is a very heavy accusation. They should descend on them. They should use the law to descend on them to recover the money. Not try to tax your way out of recession. It has never happened and it won't happen in Nigeria. They should read about how the US came out of the Great Depression in the 30s. All the massive freeways you see in the US was built at the time. They had to pump serious money into their economy so that the economy will come out of recession. That's exactly what Nigeria needs, not imposing more taxes on the people. Businesses are closing down, multinational companies are closing down, they are leaving Nigeria, and you're taxing people more. Who does that? Now to the biggest question. When did this administration discover that the treasury was empty? That Buhari and his associates looted the treasury dry? If they discovered this immediately they took over through the back door, why did they pass the current budget? Let's give an example. If you are running a business and you have money in your account but the business is not booming, what do you do with that money in the account? Do you use it to buy luxury vehicles for yourself and your wife and your family members and all the other workers, and even go ahead to buy a yacht for yourself? This is despite the fact that your business is failing, it is not booming. No business owner will ever do this because he knows that he will fail completely. Business is not booming, you are not earning any more revenue, but you go ahead to start buying luxury vehicles for yourself. That was exactly what they did. They knew that the treasury was empty, but they still paid billions of naira for luxury vehicles for National Assembly members, for the First Lady. They also bought a presidential yacht. How can they be wasting all this money when they know that debt servicing in Nigeria takes up to 95% of revenue? Also, look at their recurrent expenditure. With the largest cabinet in Nigeria's history, it doesn't look like people who met an empty treasury. Yes, if the treasury is truly empty, that Buhari looted the treasury with his associates, why not run a lean government in order to reduce expenditure? The monies they are wasting today are needed in other parts of the economy where they will be invested and you will see immediate returns. Do you know what 100 billion naira will do if given out as loans to SMEs? 100 billion naira is just $100 million. The naira has lost so much value, but they can still use that money to give out loans to SMEs. Let them build clusters near the markets where these SMEs will be stationed and they will manufacture exactly what the marketers will sell in the market. It's very simple. These loans should not be given out as cash. Instead, it should be used to import the equipment that they need to manufacture what they are manufacturing. And they must source their raw materials locally. That's the only way to create a multiplier effect in the economy. This is much needed now that we don't even have enough dollars for importation of goods. This is common sense. Why is it not possible for these people to understand it? They know, but they prefer to steal the money for themselves. They prefer to give people peanuts as palliatives so that they will say, hey, the government is working for me. This is why Nigeria is not working. And you wouldn't blame people who are calling for division. Would you blame them when different groups in Nigeria have different objectives? Some feel that it is better for them to live in poverty and depend on government handouts, while some are progressive. They want to be like developed countries like Europe, like America. They know we have the potential. They want the government to do the right thing, lay the foundation so that Nigeria can be great. But some people are holding the country down. They don't want it to develop because if it develops, they won't be able to be stealing money the way they do. Unknown to Nigerian politicians, they can actually secure their wealth and status in the society if there are fewer poor Nigerians. The more you pull people out of poverty, the more you reduce crime in the society. The less people that will depend on a wealthy man for handouts, the less people will demand, hey, can you give me this? Let me solve my problem. Can you borrow me this amount? Please, we have this problem. Can you help me out? If people are gainfully employed, let's assume you have many Nigerians that are able to afford a mortgage, a car mortgage or home mortgage. They're able to solve all their problems. They go to work, they earn a living, they're living the good life. You will have less crime in the society and the government will earn more from taxes because many people are gainfully employed. You will have less strife in the society. You will have less inflation because of the stability of the economy. Many of them are aware of this, even followers, not just leaders, because many of them lived in the 70s and 80s. They knew how better Nigeria was then, despite the minimum wage being around 130 naira. That 130 naira could still take one home without problems. Rent for a two-bedroom apartment wasn't up to 30 naira per month. So they are aware of all this, but for the free money, put your hand in the money you didn't work for, take it and do whatever you like, steal the money, divert it to anywhere you want, no consequence, no one will talk, nothing. For the upteenth time, Nigerians should make demand for a Nigeria that works for everyone, not for few politicians and their associates. Yes, they made that demand during the presidential election, but unfortunately, the powers that be denied them the chance. Even the judiciary arm of government joined the politicians in denying Nigerians the chance to choose their own leader. So now, what do? You have to continue making the demands. That's why everyone should be in solidarity with the NLC. Let people stop finding faults, saying this, saying that, this person did this person did that. Does that in any way provide solutions to the current problems Nigeria faces every day? When will the excuses stop? It started during Buhari's time. It's been 8 years. They will continue giving excuses. Before you know it, their term will run out and they will steal elections again and continue on the excuses. That will be 16 whole years wasted on excuses. In other countries, you see them making serious changes under 10 years. So when will the excuses stop? In 500 years, we'll still be making excuses for politicians, while other people are busy developing at a very fast rate. Leadership is not rocket science. Everyone should be in solidarity with the NLC to make the demands. Yes, it might seem personal, but when they hit or assault the president of the NLC, they assaulted all workers. Yes, as you are aware, ASU has joined the strike because, not just in solidarity with the NLC, but because the federal government is demanding 40% of their revenue. ASU that are looking for more funding from the federal government, this is a joke taken too far. Even the judiciary workers have also joined the strike in solidarity. Yes, this is despite a court order that stopped the NLC from embarking on strike. When the justices were passing judgments, they didn't consider that there will be consequence, that people will no longer take them seriously. When they issue orders, no one obeys. It's a lawless society, so you can't be a law-abiding citizen in a lawless society. In fact, it is illegal. So everyone should join in solidarity. The beautiful thing about the strike by NLC is that you don't even need to be on the streets. They are all at home, but no one is working. They want to ground the government. If it is successful, the government must yield to their demands. From here, you can demand other things like better working conditions, many things. You can table a list and they must yield because the power belongs to the people. Thanks for watching.